Did I just watch a football match or a social experiment? Because what the f did I just watch? Hello everyone, and this is going to be your guys' review for Iran's 2-2 draw against Tajikistan in their final group stage match of the CAFA Nations Cup. And before we get into the video, if you guys are a big fan of Asian football, but more specifically the Iranian national team, this is the channel that you need to be at, so make sure to subscribe. Because I'm going to be doing content surrounding Iran's final match in the CAFA Nations Cup for the final, where they'll either face off against Oman or Uzbekistan, and by the time you guys are probably watching this video, their opponent has already been established. Make sure to subscribe and don't forget to smash a like button on this video before you forget. So now let's talk about the match. Unlike the previous two matches for Iran against Afghanistan and India, I think there was a lot to talk about. In regards to the result, Iran finished top of their group. It's not really a massive surprise, but I think the cool surprise about the group is India finished second, which I think is really cool, and big shout out to all the Indian fans that we have garnered since covering this tournament. Big shout out to you guys because you deserve it, and they will play in the 3rd or 4th place match against either or of Oman and Uzbekistan. So big shout out to India there. Iran didn't really have much to play for going into this match. Tajikistan did, because they realistically needed all 3 points if they wanted to advance. And this was by far the most interesting and a lot to be spoken about when it comes to Iran's matches in this tournament. And it's going to be a lot of me just reiterating some of the similar points from the previous videos, but more with some venom, because my goodness, that match was so hard to watch, and there were so many negatives for the Iranian national team in this game. When it came to the starting lineup, I mean, again, it was just a whole mishmash of players, and we just don't really know what is Ghalenoei's main starting lineup. Who are players that are actually in the pool for each position of the national team now? Because he has experimented so much and has played so many different players in different positions, or has rotated players in specific positions, that I don't even know who are the main guys for this team. And I think that's what frustrates me the most. The lineups are all just so weird and bizarre and don't make sense, because he makes it so complicated. It's like his head's on a swivel. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Then when it came to the match, the Timu Mohebi and the normal Mohebi both scored. The Timu Mohebi only scoring because the goalkeeper for some reason parried it right to him from an absolutely garbage cross, and we were fortunate to be up 1-0, but our main Mohebi did have a really good goal. Great run, directness, good finish, and we thought it was going to be a cakewalk from there. Then in comes Niazman. I touch upon this in an upcoming video that I will be uploading on the channel, hopefully this upcoming weekend, where I do a tier list ranking every player on Team Melli who deserves to be like a main starter, fringe player, and just shouldn't be getting called up whatsoever. I recorded it before this tournament, but it's a little bit of a lengthy video, so I've needed to take some time to edit it. And I did say in that video that Niazman shouldn't be getting called up anymore to the national team, because realistically, he doesn't really have a future for the national team. I think it has been clear since the World Cup that Hossein Hosseini should be the main goalkeeper. Beranvand, Niazman need to go kick rocks, because Beranvand is just cheeks, and Niazman, his time is past. If he was going to play for Team Melli, it was back when he was playing in Portugal, but he didn't cut it back then. He's significantly worse now, and he's not getting any younger. At least with Hosseini, he has at least proven it at a higher-ish level in like the Asian Champions League, at a World Cup for us, that he can be a reliable goalkeeper. And I'd rather just have the understudies, the 2nd and 3rd choice goalkeepers, be Khalife, Shakuri, because they can then develop and then hopefully become the main starters for Team Melli for years to come. But for the here and now, if you're going to pick an unk, it has to be Hosseini. But for some reason throughout this tournament, it's been Niazman, and he had an absolute shocker in this game. The first goal Tajikistan scored, which I'm not really sure if the ball went over the line, but nonetheless, it was a horrible fumble by Niazman with a shot that went right to him, and then he just kind of parried it into the corner, squeaking into the bottom corner somehow, and then it just kicked off for Tajikistan. They had so much momentum. They were clobbering us. They were all over us, and yet again, Niazman not being commanding, Tajikistan crossed the ball. He's in no man's land. Easy header, 2-2. They were instantly back in the game. Any little bit of offensive pressure from Tajikistan time, we were absolutely shitting bricks. But what is new? We saw this in World Cup qualification against North Korea, Kyrgyzstan. When Iran were up by a couple of goals, it's like they turn off their brains and then the defense just evaporates. And yet again, we're just blowing leads, conceding goals to these absolute minnow national teams. And it makes us so scared on what's gonna happen when we face off against the real deals at the World Cup. It's gonna be the England game from the 2022 World Cup on repeat, rinse, and cycle. I'm not excited about that because I was absolutely dead inside after that game. We even yet again brought in the big guns, Jahanbash, Taremi. They came on to try to change the game, but they looked really bad. Like Taremi in particular looked like cheeks. He was so bad in this game. It's just right now, I don't even know how to explain that game for everyone, but it's just like the roster, the squad that we have, the players that are being played, starting, coming off the bench. It doesn't make any sense. It just feels like a big mess. It's like when the little kid throws out all his toys from his little bucket and they're just everywhere. Right now, Team Melli is a mess. Ghalenoei just keeps playing players that don't need to be being played right now. Veteran players that shouldn't even be in this squad right now for this tournament, like Jahanbash, Taremi. Taremi should be with Olympiacos, training with them, cementing his starting spot for that national team. Then for Jahanbash, he should be looking for a club. Homeboy's a free agent yet again on another international break for Iran. What are they doing here? I think the main consensus that I've mentioned in the last two videos when we've talked about Iran's games, play the younger players, the Jalalis, the Kushis, the Khuda Bandelus if he didn't get injured. But players like that, they're not necessarily youngsters, but they are younger players that actually have a future for the national team. The Nematis, the Moghalus, the Timu Mohebis, the Niazmans, these guys have no future with the national team. He's playing players in wasting time. The World Cup is less than a year away. And even us as fans, and I don't even think Ghalenoei knows what players are even in this pool. Who are the starting defenders? What is the starting defensive line? Because I don't know. The midfield has been aging and looking bad. And you have a guy like Qurbani, who if you actually played consistently since the Asian Cup, would have made sense to be the successor to Ezzatullahi. But he has barely been in the mix when it comes to the midfield of the national team. Moghalu, Alipur, what are these guys doing? It's so frustrating from Ghalenoei, and we've yet again shown there is no structure for this national team. We at least used to be known as a defensive, resolute team. We do not leak goals. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but we are defensively diligent. We are not that. We have become an extremely older squad. The more experienced players have gotten worse, but yet are still heavily relied upon, and we have no organization from top to bottom on the field. My gut feeling and kind of like a sniffy suspicion I have is the reason why Ghalenoei is like this, where he doesn't play any of the youngsters, he only plays the experienced guys that have been there, done that, if they deserve to be there or don't deserve to be there, is because he's kind of has this like pent up frustration for not having been able to coach Iran at a World Cup. So he's letting it all out here to coach in this World Cup because he knows after this World Cup, he is for sure not going to be the coach. So he's just going to go for it and how he wants to go for it. So then he can let out all that frustration from his previous tenure and go for what he thinks is best. I don't know. It's just a theory. I could be right. I could be wrong. And I'm getting tired of saying the same things over and over again. I mean, I did a whole video talking about the dilemma for the Iranian national team, mainly encompassing about Ghalenoei, how he should just be fired or resign, whatever it may be. He just needs to get out. I don't give a rat's if we win this CAFA Nations Cup. I would have been cool if we didn't win it, but we played a bunch of younger players, experimented with a future, a possibility of players that can take the mantle from the experienced guys. I and many of you would have been totally cool with that. But right now, the national team's just a mess. It's not fun to watch. Who knows who's gonna be playing for Iran at this upcoming World Cup? At least that's a little bit interesting, that it could be an absolute crapshoot. The Moghalus, the Aliyaris, the Nematis, they all have a shot at this. While other national teams build up their youngsters, help their careers out, we are just doing the complete opposite. I know it is late into the World Cup cycle, but I just don't give a shit. Sack Ghalenoei. Make him resign. I don't care. This guy, I'm so done with him. The players need to pull what they did with Skocic. An absolute akuzata. Dethrone him. Make him get the heck out of here. But yeah, boys and girls, that's just my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. As I said, I will be doing coverage, maybe a watch along. For sure, I'm going to do a review for the CAFA Nations Cup final. Just stay tuned. You guys gotta be subscribed. Turn on those notifications so then you're in the loop for whatever may happen. You guys get to see my live reaction of absolutely crashing out on Amir Ghalenoei. You don't want to miss it. So make sure to do that. Don't forget to smash the like button on today's video if you haven't already. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go check out this video next where I talk about Asia's big 5 national teams and their best World Cup runs. And click over here as I post content weekly on the channel and you don't want to miss it. But boys and girls, I hope you'll have a lovely day.